Blessed and welcome back to another video. So forgive me if you hear some barking in the background. I'm out for a walk with the dog, so anything can happen, right? So as you can see from the title of the video, I deleted my social media. And when I say social media there, I am speaking to Instagram and Facebook specifically, right? So disclaimer, this video is not, or the point of this video is not to encourage you to do the same or to try to persuade anyone. I am just jumping on here to share my thoughts, to share, my views on this particular issue. So social media, Instagram, and as I said, Facebook to be specific. My relationship with these apps started many years ago, and it started out with a lot of love. On my part, because I don't believe that these apps ever loved me back, but I was head over heels, for these apps and things. But over time, the love has grown cold, right? The love has grown cold. So pretty much what has happened is that over time, I have just come to the realization that one, I have spent or I have given too much of my time to these apps. I have given too much of my time. And the older you get, you realize, as I said in a previous video, that time is finite. Time is finite, and the amount of time that you have is limited. The amount of time that I have is limited, just in general, because the older you get, every day you grow, every day you live, every day you live is a day older. You have gotten a day older, and the time that you have wasted, you cannot get it back. Time wasted can never be regained. So just coming to the realization of that, I just make a decision that, hey, I have no more time to waste on these apps. Good? Some might argue and say, hey, well, that's my problem because I don't have any self-control. I will be the first to admit that I have tried many times to have that self-control as regards to the time spent on these things, and I have failed miserably. I'm just come to the realization now that it is what it is, and I cannot continue in that way. So yeah, block and delete. It is what it is, right? So that's one, the time. Two, I am just fed up and tired of the thirst traps. The thirst traps. If you don't know what a thirst trap is, a thirst trap pretty much is I hope the wind isn't too bad as well for this video. A thirst trap, right? So what a thirst trap is just a man or a woman dressing provocatively or in a sexually suggestive manner, or posing in a sexually suggestive manner, whatever it may be, and then post it, whether it's a picture, video, or whatever it is. They post it online, and the intent of the post is to get the attention of whether it is the same sex or the opposite sex, whatever it is they're into. And I have just found that over time, people just do too much on social media. People just do too much. And really and truly, may I try to live for God. You understand? I am trying to live my life in a way that is pleasing to God, not pleasing to man. You understand? Because what man does not see or cannot see, God sees. So I want to keep myself pure. Whether it is my mind, my temple, I want to keep myself pure in that regard. So the lust is very real. It's a very real temptation in these streets. And I am a man just like every other man, tempted, same way. But as the Bible says, that God gives us a way of escape. And my way of escape that I have found over the years, and what I've come to right now as regards these platforms, is to just take on myself altogether. And you might say that is drastic. You might say, why there are too extra? Yeah? But guess what? I have tried many other things. I have tried to delete people. I have unfriended people. I have unfollowed people. I have done all of these things on different occasions. And I've just realized that no matter what, it's like these things just slip through the cracks. Same way. Because guess what? These apps, they favor this kind of content that is outrageous, content that is sexually explicit, you would say, all of these things. These apps favor this kind of behavior. Anything that is outrageous, just in general, these apps favor this kind of content. So no matter what I try, these things always just pop up back in my feed somewhere, somehow, in some nook and some cranny. No matter what, they slip through the cracks, right? So my solution is just to take with myself. You might say I'm drastic or too extra. It is what it is. That's my solution. So yeah. So one, the time. Two, just the thirst traps and the whole, you know, the how much the opportunity to lust permeates that space. I just can't bother. So that's two. Three, I have just realized over time that my ability to focus and to pay attention and to, you know, concentrate has been decreased, and I believe that social media has something to do with it. Why I believe this? There's so much research out there that talks about how social media affects our minds. You know, just the fact that we're always scrolling, moving from one article to the next, one news story to the next, one video to the next, just constantly. And we find it hard to really focus and zoom in on one thing at any one time. Over time, our brains, our minds are being conditioned to not pay attention to any one thing for too long, because everything is fighting for our attention. So I ask myself the question, why should I be here in the United States and I have to be seeing something now where happening in Maypen live, and I am seeing something as well happening in Tokyo or in some remote what I call it, remote country somewhere, in remote community or tribe or whatever, somewhere in Thailand or in Africa or wherever. Why do I have to be seeing all of these things all at the same time? I don't believe that our brains, that our minds were created and designed, you understand, for this overstimulation, for all of this information all at once. So I realized that, you know, after a day of scrolling aimlessly, by the end of the day, I am so tired. And then you ask me, what am I tired? What was I doing? Did I do anything constructive that made my mind or my brain feel so tired? No. It's just a constant mindless scrolling. You get me? So I realized that, guess what? I need my mind. I need my mind. I need my mind so that I can do my job. I need my mind so that I can tend to my family. I need my mind so that I can live out the calling where God has for my life. I need my mind, and I need my mind to be sharp and intact. So nothing, I will allow nothing and no one to rip my mind apart, because my mind is my responsibility. You get me? So in the same way, I am not just leaving my mind out the careless. I'm not leave my soul out the careless same way. You understand? So if there are things on there that are going to distract me, alright. So I spoke about the lust, for example. Hope I'm not rambling. I spoke about the lust, for example, earlier. But not just the lust, just the drama in general that is on social media. The drama can be enticing as well. So it's not just lusting after somebody's body. It's also just being enticed by just the ways of this world, by just the what I say now, the excitement of the world that is not really, you know, beneficial. It grabs your attention, but is not necessarily beneficial. I'm just tired of it. You know, I know this video might be all over the place, but I'm just venting. I'm just tired of it. It just don't make no sense to me. It just don't make no sense. Like it's pointless. There's so much that I've done on social media is pointless. You get me? So I want my soul to remain intact, if you know what I'm saying, and I want my mind to remain intact, and I want to have better control over my time. You understand? Because time is valuable, and as I said earlier, time wasted can never be regained. So I say, you know what, let me just take away myself. I just take away myself. And as I said, this is not me telling you that this is what you need to do. This is something that I have just made a decision to do, and it never just happened so. It has been long time, years in the making. And, you know, over time, I have just become more comfortable with living my own life to myself. So there's a scripture there, you know, that reminds us that we must try to live a quiet life and mind your own business. I'm paraphrasing. Live your own life, focus on your own life, live a quiet life and mind your own business. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just living in the moment, you know, living life as it comes in the moment without that pressure, especially with Instagram, the pressure you feel like you need to post this, you need to post that, you need to, you know, do this reel, you need to put this content there just to be relevant. I was reading recently and somebody said, you guess what, you have to have the courage to be irrelevant. And right now, I am fighting for that courage to be irrelevant. Everybody don't need to know everything will go on with me at every point. Like, I can't bother with that. I'm done with that, man. So I'm just living my life. I just live my life day by day, living in the moment, you know, because it's like, they make it look like say if it wasn't posted, it never happened. Well, as far as everybody concerned, it never happened. It's all right. It never happened, all right? It never happened. Yeah. Because it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. You know, it's too much, and it gives you a false sense of connection when it's really and truly there's no connection. And you miss out on the real relationships around you, or you stop trying to really build real relationships around you, and you start now live everything in this virtual space. A rubbish. Can't bother with it. You understand? So, as I said, you might take me extra. This might be extreme. It is what it is. Leave a comment below, yeah? And make we talk. Blessings.